Hi, my name is Mreeks, and I'm going to talk about Descartes' first meditation. First thing that Descartes brings up in his first meditations is that you know nothing. He says this because he wants to have a new set of foundations. There are an infinite number of things, so it's almost impossible for him to challenge every single one of them. So he decided to challenge the foundations of things. He did this because if you challenge the foundations of something, it can cause the entire thing to collapse. The study of what we know and how we know it is called epistemology. Some things that we are found to know can justify other things, and this is known as foundationalism. When all these things are put together and studied, it is known as metaphysics, or the study of everything. He brings about the idea of that the foundation of human knowledge is gained through the senses. He quickly rejects this and says that the senses are not reliable, and then we should rely on reason alone to gain knowledge. Another idea that was brought about is that the foundations of our knowledge rely on experience alone, which is known as empiricism. This is also quickly rejected because Descartes believes in rationalism, which means that the foundations are based on reason alone. This is the part where Descartes brings up his first skeptical move, that the senses sometimes deceive us. He states that things with weak perceptions, like something really far away, like the sun, the stars, the moon, can deceive us, and you can make mistakes with these things. But certain things are obvious, and on a whole, senses work out very well. He acknowledges that if he were insane, he would probably be more deceived than if he was not, but he is clearly not insane, so he doesn't need to worry about this. He then brings up his next argument, which is the dream argument. He states that in the dream argument that he is often convinced that when he is dreaming, he is sensing real objects. He feels certain that when he is awake, he is sitting by a fire, but he dreamed of something similar to this, and he was convinced that it was real at that time, so he could never really be sure whether he's dreaming or he's awake. These dreaming experiences can feel very real to him, but the fact is he's just sleeping in his bed. The things that you dream are very similar to paintings, where the things that are constructed are real and have been drawn from waking experience that are known to be real. He even brings up a point about imaginary creatures, such as a mermaid. There are two parts to the mermaid, the female and the fish. Both these things originate from real ideas, but the mermaid itself is not real. But even if something is created entirely new, the colors in paintings are still drawn from real experience. He concludes that we cannot doubt things that are simple and universal parts to creation, which are things like shape, quality, size, time, etc. But you can doubt these things based on composite things. But he also says you can doubt things such as medicine, astronomy, or physics. But you can't doubt simple things like arithmetic and mathematics. There's a possibility that God is supremely good and he would not let us be deceived. This is not true, because then God would never deceive us. And we are definitely deceived at times. If there's no God, though, there's an even greater likelihood that we are being deceived, because our imperfect senses would not have been created by a perfect being. He then goes on to state that maybe there's an evil demon that is deceiving us, so that everything he knows is false. So he goes on to doubt everything because he cannot defeat the evil demon argument, and in doubting everything, he cannot be misled into falsehood by the demon. He concludes that he knows nothing.